Hello, my beautiful and magnificent souls. Welcome back to Cosmic Wisdom, your sacred sanctuary for illuminating the divine truths encoded within the stars. I am your guide, and if the universe has guided your heart to this very message at this precise moment in time, I want you to feel with every atom of your being that this is a divine appointment. Your soul was called to be here. Have you ever looked into the mirror and wondered about the fire that burns within you? Have you ever questioned why some Leos roar with the force of 1,000 suns commanding every room they enter, while others carry their power like a quiet, eternal flame, a steady and unwavering warmth that nourishes everyone in their presence? Could it be possible that the very day you drew your first breath, the sun itself, your divine ruler, etched a sacred code upon your soul, a celestial signature that defines the unique frequency of your power and the path upon which your true royal strength will be revealed? Stay with me on this journey, because in the final moments, I will unveil a profound truth about the Leo heart that might just send a shiver of pure recognition down your spine. Ancient stargazers once spoke of the children of the sun as the souls who hold the divine spark of creation, the very key to awakening the courage in the heart of the world. Do you dare to believe even for a moment that this sacred cosmic calling has been whispering your name all along? If your spirit is stirring, if you feel a deep and powerful yes rising from your core, then I invite you to make a sacred pact with your own becoming. In the comments below, declare your readiness to the cosmos by writing, "I am ready to embrace my divine power." And if you have not yet joined our family of light, press that subscribe button now, not as a simple click, but as a promise to your soul that you will continue this journey of awakening. Now let us begin our sacred pilgrimage into the heart of the lion to discover the first emanation of Leo power, the souls born between July 23rd and July 28th. These are the Leos I call the quiet heart of courage. There is a profound misunderstanding in the world about the nature of Leo's strength. Many believe it must always be loud, always be on display, always seeking the spotlight. But oh my friends, the universe is so much more subtle, so much more poetic than that. These firstborn Leos enter our world with the full, unbridled power of the sun in their hearts. But their mission is not always to be the spectacle. Their mission is to be the source. From a very young age, they learn to feel the emotional temperature of their pride, their family, their inner circle. They carry within them an innate and fiercely protective instinct. They are the silent guardians, the ones who watch from a place of quiet command. Their strength doesn't manifest in grand speeches, but in a look of unwavering support that says, "I am here. You are safe. I will not let you fall." I remember so vividly a dear friend of mine, a Leo, born on July 25th. Our world was crumbling around us during a time of immense challenge. While others panicked and scattered, she became a center of profound stillness. She didn't offer empty platitudes or dramatic solutions. She simply sat with me, her presence a fortress of solidarity. She made tea. She listened, and in her quiet, steady gaze, I felt a strength more powerful than any army. I realized then that her silence wasn't passivity. It was a deep and conscious act of love. It was her way of holding the entire universe together for me without needing a single word of thanks. That is the sacred gift of these Leos. They teach us that true courage is not the absence of fear, but the choice to be a beacon of strength for others even when your own heart is trembling. Their roar is not always heard with the ears. It is felt in the soul. It is the silent, unwavering loyalty that becomes a sanctuary for the hearts of those they love. Have you ever been held in the steady gaze of a Leo and felt your own fears simply melt away? Have you ever been loved by one of these souls? Not with loud declarations, but with quiet acts of devotion that spoke volumes that my friend is the invisible crown they wear. It is a power that doesn't need to be announced. It simply is. Pause with me for a moment. Place your hand over your heart. Feel its steady, powerful beat. If you are one of these magnificent souls, I want you to honor the sacred strength that resides within you. Let your heart speak its truth. Comment below with this sacred affirmation: "My courage is my silent roar." Let this be a declaration to your own soul and a signal to other Leos in our community that they are seen, they are understood, and they are not alone on their noble path. And you see, not every child of the sun chooses this path of quiet guardianship. Some are born with a fire, so bright, a creative impulse, so powerful that it simply cannot be contained. Imagine this: there are Leos who are born not to hold the space, but to set it ablaze with color, with passion, with a vision of what could be. They enter this world between July 29th and August 3rd, and I call them the blazing visionaries. Within their very DNA is encoded a fierce and holy yearning, the yearning to create, to express, to bring the luminous visions from their inner world into physical form. While others see the world in black and white in terms of logic and limitation, these Leos see a grand cosmic canvas waiting for their brushstroke. The fire in their hearts is not just a gentle warmth. It is a creative inferno, a divine forge where dreams are hammered into reality. They see the roads that have not yet been walked. They hear the music that has not yet been composed. They feel the stories that are aching to be told. Their purpose is not merely to light their own way, but to ignite the path for every lost and wandering soul who has forgotten how to dream. I once had the profound honor of sitting with a Leo from this very birth group. He was an artist, and everyone around him told him his vision was too grand, too impossible. They saw only an empty warehouse. He saw a thriving community arts center. As he spoke, his eyes were not just lit with passion, they were portals. I could literally see the finished masterpiece reflected in them. He told me with a certainty that silenced all doubt. The sun doesn't ask for permission to shine. It just does. Creation is not a choice for me. It is a command from my soul. In that sacred moment, I understood. These Leos are not just dreamers. They are divine channels. They carry an invisible doorway within them, a portal into tomorrow. And yet their astonishing power does not come from a place of ego or a need for domination. Their truest strength lies in their alchemical ability to turn every doubt, every criticism, every perceived failure into fuel for their creative fire. To the outside world, a setback is an ending. But for these Leos, it is merely a plot twist. It is a seed of resilience planted deep within the soil of their spirit. They will water that seed with their own fiery belief, nurture it with unwavering faith, and one day, where there was once only barren ground and painful ashes, a radiant garden of impossible beauty will bloom. Sometimes you may look at a Leo like this and wonder, how can they still believe? How can they still get up and perform after being knocked down so many times? It is because there is a holy whisper, a constant echo from their ruling sun, reminding them, you did not come here to be extinguished. You came here to be the light. And that light, my friends, however small it may seem, at times is more than enough to illuminate an entire sky of frozen, forgotten dreams. Do you realize, magnificent soul, that it is in the very moments you thought your fire was out, when you felt you had lost everything, that the most fertile ground was being prepared for your greatest masterpiece? Every failure for a blazing visionary is just a deeper shadow that will make the eventual light appear even more brilliant. Let your soul resonate with this truth. As a sacred ritual to affirm the divine creative power flowing through your veins, comment below, "I am the architect of my own light." Let our Cosmic Wisdom community bear witness to your power, recognize your fire, and celebrate the visionary you were born to be. And then, my friends, you will see that not every Leo is here to create a new world. Some are born to simply be the center of it, to reign over their kingdom, not with force, but with a gravitational pull so powerful, so radiant, that the entire world rearranges itself around them. Do you feel it? Beyond the blazing fire of the visionary, there is another form of Leo, born in the brilliant high summer of August. Between August 4th and August 10th, these souls enter the world, carrying not just the fire of the sun, but its very essence, its gravity, its undeniable sovereignty. I call them the radiant sovereigns. These Leos carry within them a magnetic field. They are the sons of the zodiac, and people, opportunities, and energy itself orbit them naturally. They do not need to chase. They do not need to convince. They need only to be their most authentic, radiant selves, and the universe conspires to bring their kingdom to them. I will never forget the first time I stepped into a crowded, chaotic room where a Leo born on these very dates was present. She wasn't speaking loudly. She wasn't the center of a dramatic story. She was simply listening to someone in a corner. And yet the entire energy of the room was tilted towards her. Every gaze, every current of conversation seemed to unconsciously bend in her direction. I realized in that moment, with a flash of insight, that her power was not in her appearance or her words. It was a sacred aura. It was a frequency of pure, unapologetic self-love, that the sun had gifted her a presence that made others feel not just safe, but also more alive, more themselves. What makes this group of Leos so breathtakingly powerful is not their ability to control, but their ability to influence through pure radiance. They do not need to issue commands. Their sheer presence is an invitation for others to rise. When they walk into a room, they don't just bring themselves, they bring permission. Permission for others to shine, to laugh, to be bold, to be joyful. Their own light is so generous, it reflects onto everyone around them. I have watched a Leo friend, born in early August, hold space for a group. He listened without judgment, laughed with his whole body, and celebrated the successes of others as if they were his own. And afterwards, people came up to him, their eyes shining, and said, "I don't know what it is, but I just feel better when you're around." They felt truly seen. The lesson here is one of the most profound in the cosmos. True leadership is not demanded, it is inspired. The radiant sovereigns prove that the greatest power is not in making others fear you, but in making them fall in love with the version of themselves they become in your presence. Have you ever felt it, that you didn't need to say a word, yet someone sought you out, wanting to bask in your warmth, simply because they felt more hopeful in your presence? That, my dear friend, is the invisible throne upon which you sit. That is the divine blessing of carrying the magnetic frequency of the sun itself. pause with me again. Listen to the whisper of your own sovereign heart. If you were born on these days, I invite you to write this down as a mark of your soul's authority. Comment: "My presence is my power." This is not a boast. This is a vow. It is a sacred calling sent from your own being, a reminder that you are, and you will continue to lead through the sheer, undeniable radiance of your spirit. But my friends, this is only one part of the journey, because not all Leos are content to simply reign through presence. Some are born to get their royal hands dirty. They are born to become the builders of empires, climbing the sacred mountain of their ambition, step by patient step, erecting legacies with their own two hands and the force of their indomitable will. Do you remember when we touched upon the Leo who carries the sun's magnetism? We felt the power of effortless attraction. But deep within that star, where cosmic fire meets the pressure of eternity, lives another expression of Leo. These are the souls born from August 11th to August 16th. They do not simply stand still and allow the world to come to them. They move forward with a quiet, relentless determination, laying stone upon golden stone to write their destiny into the very fabric of time. They are the architects of legacy. They are like the great pyramids rising from the sands. At first, no one sees the grand design. They only see the slow, arduous work. But through decades of unwavering focus, a structure of unshakable permanence takes shape, a testament to a will that cannot be broken. Leos of this group carry the fixed, unyielding fire of their sign, but it is tempered with a profound understanding of time and structure. Their ambition is not a fleeting passion. It is a sacred blueprint. They know how to dream, yes, but more importantly, they know how to turn those dreams into enduring institutions, into businesses that last for generations, into families that become dynasties. I recall a journey where I met a Leo man born in mid-August. He told me his life felt like a slow, deliberate construction. He came from nothing, and he built a thriving business, not with get-rich-quick schemes, but with patient, methodical, daily effort. He endured recessions, betrayals, and moments of crushing doubt. When I asked him what kept him going, he smiled a tired, wise smile and said, "The sun doesn't get to take a day off. It rises every single morning, no matter what happened the night before. My work, my legacy, is my sunrise. I cannot quit because my heart is a star, and a star's only job is to burn." Hearing that I was silenced, I understood that some souls do not live to find the easy path. They live to prove that perseverance itself is a form of worship. The lesson this group of Leos leaves for all of us is this: greatness is never an accident. It is born from silent discipline, from the daily choice to show up and take one more step, even when your entire being screams for rest. In a world obsessed with overnight success and fleeting fame, they choose the longest, hardest, but most glorious road. And when they finally reach the summit, they do not merely stand there in pride. They build a lighthouse so that others may find their way up the mountain too. Have you ever seen a Leo like this? They don't boast about their accomplishments. They don't need applause. But when you look closely, you realize they have quietly built a foundation of safety and opportunity for their entire community, their family, their friends. They are the invisible engineers of destiny. In moments of crisis, you will not find them in a panic. You will find them sitting in a quiet room, their gaze fixed on some distant point, calculating every move on a vast cosmic chessboard. They let the chaos settle, and then they act. Each step is deliberate, precise, and powerful. Some may mistake this stillness for coldness, but in truth, it is the profound calm of a master builder who has learned to turn every obstacle into a cornerstone. The question for your heart right now is this: how many times have you been burned, yet still chosen to rise from the ashes? How many times have you chosen to keep building, as if the empire within your heart has never for 1 second stopped believing in its own destiny? If you are a Leo born between these sacred dates, know that within you lies the strength to build, to endure, and to become the unshakable foundation, not only for yourself, but for generations to come. Let your soul be seen and acknowledged. Comment below, "I was born to build an empire of light." This is not just a sentence. It is a declaration of your divine purpose, a statement that you were chosen to rise after every trial, to become the mountain that touches the sun. And as you write this, you are not only reminding yourself, you are planting a seed of hope for another Leo who is trembling in the storms of life. But you know, my dear friends, the journey of the lion does not end here. For there are those who are born not just to build, not just to reign, but to serve. They are born on the sacred threshold between two worlds, and they carry the brilliant fire of the lion, but also the gentle healing hands of the virgin. They are the messengers of a new kind of power. After passing through the steadfast empire-building heart of Leo, we find a sacred band of days at the very end of this majestic constellation. These are the souls born between August 17th and August 22nd. They stand upon the fragile, luminous cusp between Leo and Virgo. They do not belong solely to fire. They also carry within them the deep grounding wisdom of the earth. I call them the lion with the healer's heart. These Leos are born to break the mold. They are here to redefine the very meaning of leadership. In them, God planted a seed of radiant courage, but placed it in the fertile soil of humility and service. That is why they can be as bold and charismatic as the most flamboyant performer, yet as meticulous and caring as the most devoted healer. I will never forget a Leo friend born on August 20th. She was the CEO of a major company, a true force of nature in the boardroom. But she told me that her entire life felt like walking a sacred tightrope. One half of her craved the stage, the recognition, the grand victory. The other half longed for quiet moments of service, for making things right, for healing the broken systems around her. After a massive corporate success, a victory that should have been the peak of her career, she felt strangely empty. Instead of throwing a lavish party, she took her entire team on a retreat and spent the weekend listening to their personal stories, helping them map out their dreams. And from that act of service, she built a new company culture based on compassion. I saw it in her eyes then, the flame of a different kind of fire, the brilliant light of a leader who reigns by lifting others up. That is what makes this final group of Leos so extraordinary. Their performance is their prayer. Their stage is their sanctuary of healing. They are not afraid to use their magnificent roar to speak for the voiceless. They dare to face the ego-driven ways of the old world and release them. They dare to step into a new paradigm of leadership, one where power and compassion live side by side, not in opposition, but in a holy, harmonious dance. The lesson they leave us with is this: do not be afraid if your heart feels divided. Do not fear the part of you that wants to shine and the part of you that wants to serve. They are two wings of the same angel. you may feel like you don't fully belong in the world of ego, nor in the world of pure sacrifice. That is because you are here to build a bridge between them. You are here to rewrite the story of what it means to be powerful. Have you ever felt it, that you are no longer the person you were yesterday? Have you ever looked in the mirror and realized that though the scars of past battles remain, a new sense of purpose is burning in your eyes, a purpose that is bigger than just your own success? If you are one of these cusp-born Leos, let your heart affirm the divine mission that God sowed within you from the very beginning. Write it down as a sacred ritual of the soul. My roar is a prayer for the world. This is a message to yourself, and it is a clarion call to other Leos to awaken the sleeping power of compassionate leadership in their own hearts. You see, the journey through each birth date of Leo is like traveling through the different rooms in the palace of the sun. Every chamber, every corridor glows with a different shade of gold. From the quiet hearts of courage, to the blazing visionaries, to the radiant sovereigns, to the architects of legacy, and finally, to the lions with the healer's heart. All of it is you. All of it is the sacred, multifaceted jewel that God entrusted to your soul. And there is a hidden truth you must hear now with the ears of your heart. The day you were born was not an accident. It was the sacred signature of your destiny. In every moment of triumph, in every wound to your pride, in every generous smile you have offered, the world, the universe, is whispering to you that you are utterly, divinely one of a kind. No one can replicate your light. No one can mimic your soul's frequency. And no one in all of eternity can write the magnificent golden story you were born to live. I believe with all my being that every Leo, no matter their birth date, carries a unique and holy mission. You may be the one who quietly holds your family together. You may be the one who paints the future with your dreams. You may simply radiate a presence that makes the world a warmer place. You may be the patient builder of a better tomorrow, or you may be the prophet who opens a new doorway of leadership. But whatever your place, whatever your role, you are living proof that courage, generosity, creativity, and unwavering faith can exist together, weaving into one another, transforming your soul into a precious gift for this world. Ask yourself, do you sometimes feel that your need for recognition is a flaw? Do you worry that your brilliant light is mistaken for arrogance? Have there been nights you have cried in silence, wondering if anyone truly saw the vast, tender, and fiercely loving heart behind the confident exterior? Today, let these words be a balm to your magnificent soul. If the sun has never once apologized for its own brilliance, then neither should you. You were not born merely to survive in the shadows. You were born to love fiercely, to create boldly, to build enduringly, and to lead with a heart so full of light that it leaves a trail of warmth for 1,000 years to come. And right now, if you feel your soul resonating, if you feel that fire within you growing warmer, take it as a direct confirmation from the cosmos. A like on this video is not just a touch of a button. It is the sealing of your soul's royal choice. A subscribe is not just following a channel. It is a promise to continue walking this path of divine awakening. And a share is not just passing on a message. It is the generous act of lighting a torch for another Leo so they too may remember the crown they were always meant to wear. Thank you, my magnificent Leo souls, for being here, for listening, for allowing these whispers from the heart of the cosmos to touch your own. May you always be wrapped in the golden love of the universe, in the unwavering courage of the lion, and in the breathtaking radiance of your own divine light. You are the rare and precious gift this world so desperately needs, and I am deeply, profoundly grateful to have you in our sacred circle. Go forth and be brilliant.